welcome back to Friday Reads, where we help you find your next read. I'm Jill.
And I'm Julie, and we're out on location today. We are in Sunset Park down by the docks and the water on this beautiful summer day because today's books picks are all about summer. So, Jill, what's your first pick?
My first one is Until Next Summer by Allie Brady. Two former best friends find love at an adults-only summer camp in this romantic, nostalgic novel that proves once a camp person, always a camp person. Growing up, Jesse and Hillary lived for summer. When they'd be reunited at Camp Chickawa, the best friends vowed to become counselors together someday, but they drifted apart after Hillary broke her promise, and only Jessie stuck to their plan, working her way up to become the camp director. When Jessie learns that the camp will be sold, she decides to plan one last hurrah, inviting past campers, including Hillary, to a nostalgic adult summer camp before closing for good. Jessie and Hillary rebuild their friendship as they relive the best time of their lives. Only now there are adult beverages, skinny dipping, and romantic entanglements. Straight-laced Hillary agrees to a no-strings-attached summer fling with a camp chef, while outgoing Jessie is drawn to a moody, reclusive writer who's rented a cabin to work on his novel. The friends soon realize this doesn't have to be the last summer. They'll team up and work together just like the old days. But if they can't save their beloved camp, will they be able to take the happiness of this summer away with them? So, until next summer, revisiting summer camp with your friend.
My first pick is Annabelle Monahan's Summer Romance. Nothing says summer like summer romance. This was published last year. The benefits of a summer romance: it's always fun, it's always brief, and no one gets their heart broken. There aren't enough labeled glass containers to contain the mess that is Allie Morris's life. Her mom died 2 years ago, then her husband left, and she hasn't worn pants with a zipper in longer than she cares to remember. She's a professional organizer whose pantry is a complete disgrace. No one is more surprised than Allie when the first time she takes off her wedding ring and puts on pants with hardware, overalls count, right? She meets someone, or rather, her dog claims a man for her in the same way he claimed his favorite of her 3 children, by peeing on him. Ethan smiles at Allie like her pants are just right, like he likes what he sees. The last thing Allie needs is to make her life messier, but there's no harm in a little summer romance, is there? So check out Annabelle Monahan's Summer Romance.
Summer romance. My next one is a favorite author of you all. It's Susan Mallory, For the Love of Summer. As the owner of Twisted, one of Seattle's best salons, Erica knows that the sharpest cuts come from the people we love. She's terrified that she's losing her teen daughter, Summer, to her other family, especially her stepmom, Allison. All it takes to blow up Allison's happy life is one collect call. From prison, her beloved husband, Peter, has been arrested, leaving Allison pregnant, broken, scared with a toddler. But when her stepdaughter ferrets out the truth, the teen rushes to the last person Allison wants to ask for help, her husband's battle axe ex. Erica would do anything for Summer, even take in the woman her daughter loves like a second mom. Allison feels intimidated by Erica, a woman who never let herself become so dependent on a man. But the more time they spend together, the more Allison realizes what Erica truly needs is a friend. Can two women who married the same man move beyond their complicated past and rethink what it means to be family? For the love of summer.
I can't have summer without a thriller. So my second pick is The Summer Guest by Tess Gerritsen, and it was published this year. It's from New York Times bestselling author Tess Gerritsen, and it's a follow-up to The Spy Coast, which this book plunges the Martini Club into the search for a missing teen, with a startling connection to their own pasts. When former spy Maggie Bird retired to the seaside hamlet of Purity, Maine, she settled in for a quiet life with breathtaking views. But enemies from her past soon threatened to destroy everything. Maggie survived thanks to her wits and the collective intelligence of the Martini Club, the circle of ex-CIA friends in her cocktail-sipping book club. Their handiwork, however, caught the attention of young police chief Joe Thibodeau. Now Joe and her neighborhood ex-spies have an uneasy alliance. After a teenager vanishes and Maggie's neighbors becomes the prime suspect, she joins in on the investigation, determined to prove her friend's innocence. But the girl's wealthy family pushes for an arrest. And when authorities discover a long dead corpse in a nearby pond, the case becomes doubly complicated, with unthinkable ties to long buried secrets. As Joe grapples with two unexplained mysteries, the Martini Club races to uncover the truth behind shadowy secrets before more lives are lost. This is a series. The Martini Club is a series, and this is a second book in the series. And it's followed by a third book called The Shadow Friends, which is expected to come out in November of 2026. So, love the cover of this book. I think
It
that
looks
said
like a
summer. So, check
Summer
out
Lake.
the summer guests.
Tess Gerritsen too. I don't give her enough credit. I need to read more about her. So this is the queen of summer books, Ellen Hildebrand. I think we have a video if you look for it on if you've
Oh,
read
yeah.
all of her books. Other books kind of like it, but Summer of '69 by Ellen Hildebrand. This was published in 2019. Welcome to the most tumultuous summer of the 20th century. It's 1969, and for the Levin family, the times are changing. Every year, the children have looked forward to spending the summer at their grandmother's historic home in downtown Nantucket. But like so much else in America, nothing is the same. Blair, the oldest sister, is marooned in Boston, pregnant with twins and unable to travel. Middle sister Kirby, caught up in the thrilling vortex of civil rights protests and determined to be independent, takes a summer job on Martha's Vineyard. Only son Tiger is an infantry soldier, recently deployed to Vietnam, and 13-year-old Jessie suddenly feels like an only child, marooned in the house with her out-of-touch grandmother and her worried mother, while each of them hides a troubling secret. As the summer heats up, the Ted Kennedy sinks a car in the Chappaquiddick. Man flies to the moon, and Jessie and her family experience their own dramatic upheavals, along with the rest of the country. In her first historical novel, rich with details in an era that shaped both a nation and an island 30 miles out to the sea, Ellen Hildebrand once again earns her title as Queen of the Summer Novels. Summer of '69.
My third pick is Summer Fridays by Suzanne Rindell, and this also was published last year. It's You've Got Mail for a New Generation, set in the days of AOL and instant messenger banter, about a freshly engaged editorial assistant who winds up spending her summer Fridays with the person she least expects. It's summer 1999. 20-something Sawyer is striving to make it in New York. Between her assistant job in publishing, her secret dreams of becoming a writer, and her upcoming wedding to her college boyfriend, her plate is pretty full. Only one problem. She's facing an incredibly lonely summer as her fiancé has been spending longer and longer hours at work with an all too close female colleague named Kendra.
Uh-oh.
When Kendra's boyfriend Nick invites Sawyer to meet up and compare notes about their suspicions, the meeting goes awry. She finds Nick to be cocky and cynical, and he finds her stuck in her own head. But then Nick seeks out Sawyer's online to apologize, and then a friendship begins to develop. Soon, Sawyer's lonely summer takes an unexpected turn. She and Nick begin an unofficial ritual, exploring New York City together every summer Friday. From hot dogs on the Staten Island Ferry and sea breezes in a muggy East Village bar to swimming at Coney Island, Sawyer feels seen by Nick in a way that suddenly starts to surprise her. He pushes her to be braver, to ask for what she wants. Meanwhile, Sawyer draws Nick out of his hard shell, revealing a surprisingly vulnerable side. They both begin living for their Friday afternoons together.
Aww.
But what happens when the summer is over? Have to read the book and find out how this all turns out for Summer Fridays.
Summer Fridays. Cute. A Novel Summer by Jamie Brenner. This was published in 2024. The best-selling author finds love and second chances in the stacks of a quaint beach town bookshop. Author Shelby Ocher found inspiration for her first novel while living in the picturesque shores of Provincetown and Cape Cod. When she comes to the town to celebrate her new bestseller, she is expecting a warm homecoming, but instead she is confronted with the cold shoulders of friends and neighbors who feel exposed and betrayed. Heartbroken, Shelby tries to move on and focus on her next novel, but then an unexpected call comes. Her dear friend who owns the beloved Land's End bookshop needs help for the summer. Shelby reluctantly returns to the Cape to manage the store. Back at the beach, Shelby sets her focus on the tiny seaside shop, getting lost in the shelves of steamy romance novels and dusty classics, and trying to right the wrongs of her past. With every page turned and every customer served, Shelby comes closer to gaining back the trust of those she hurt. But as her manuscript deadline nears, she is again forced to choose between her own success and a second chance at love and belonging. A novel summer. I wonder what she wrote.
My fourth pick also takes place in Cape Cod. This is Summer Longing by Jamie Brenner, and this was published in 2020. Ruth Cooperman arrives in beautiful beachside Provincetown for her retirement, renting the perfect waterfront cottage while she searches for her forever home. After years of hard work and making peace with life's compromises, Ruth is looking forward to a carefree summer of solitude. But when she finds a baby girl abandoned on her doorstep, Ruth turns to her new neighbors for help and is drawn into the drama of the close-knit community. The appearance of the mystery baby has an emotional ripple effect through the women in town, including Amelia Cabral, the matriarch who lost her own child decades earlier, Elise, owner of the tea shop, who gave up her dream of becoming a mother, and teenage local who feels trapped by her parents' expectations. Ruth, caring for her baby for the first time in 30 years, even reaches out to her own estranged daughter Olivia, summoning her to Provincetown in hopes of a reconciliation. As summer unfolds and friends and family all care for the infant, alliances are made, relationships are tested, and secrets are uncovered. But the unconditional love for a child in need just might bring Ruth and the women of Provincetown exactly what they have been longing for themselves. With heartfelt storytelling, Summer Longing is this author's eagerly anticipated return to Provincetown with another unforgettable tale about motherhood, friendship, and finding your way home. So check out Summer Longing.
My last one today is another queen of like summer read. It's Nancy Thayer, Summer Light on Nantucket. This was just published this year, just in April. Blythe Benedict is content. Her life didn't end when her marriage did. In fact, she's more than happy living in a comfortable house in Boston, working as a middle school teacher and raising 4 wonderful children. With 3 of her kids in the throes of teenagerhood and 1 not too far behind them, Blythe has plenty of drama to keep her busy every single day. But no amount of drama could change the family's beloved annual summer trip to Nantucket. Blythe has always treasured the months spent at her island away from home, and has fond memories of her children growing up there. From this summer's getaway proves to be much more than she bargained for. Yes, there are sunny days enjoyed at the beach, but Blythe must contend with teenage angst, her ex-mother-in-law's declining health, and a troubling secret involving her ex-husband. Meanwhile, Blythe reconnects with her first love, her former high school sweetheart Aiden, and their second time around romance becomes complicated when another intriguing man enters the picture. It's all a bit out of Blythe's comfort zone. This particular island summer may not be as relaxing as Blythe had hoped, but she's never really felt that life has given her more than she can handle, especially when she has the love and support of her family around her. So, Summer Light in Nantucket. Middle-aged life in Nantucket.
My last pick also takes place in New York. I don't know if it's because I just took a vacation in New York, but I apparently picked 2 books that you spend summer in New York. So this is Summer in the City by Alex Astor, which was published this year. 27-year-old screenwriter Elle has the chance of a lifetime to write a big-budget movie set in New York City. The only problem? She's had writer's block for months, and her screenplay is due at the end of summer. In a desperate attempt at inspiration, she ends up back in the city she swore she would never return to, in an apartment she could never afford, floor-to-ceiling windows, skyline views, and a new coffee shop to haunt included. It's the perfect place to write her screenplay until she realizes her new neighbor is tech billionaire bachelor Parker Warren, her stairwell hookup from 2 years ago. It's been a lovers to enemies situation ever since. When seeing him again turns into a full night of hate-fueled writing, Elle realizes her enemy-twisted muse might just be the key to finishing this screenplay, if she can stand being around her polar opposite. She writes anonymously, and he's on the cover of every business magazine. He frequents fancy red carpeting events, and she doesn't like leaving her emotional support 5-block radius. One summer, one wall apart. He needs to fake a buzzy relationship during his company's precarious acquisition. She needs to write a movie around a list of New York City locations. Both need a break from their unrelenting schedules and a chance to rediscover the skyscraper glimmering, pizza-crusted, sunlit charms of New York City. Summers always end, and so will this agreement. It's all pretend, I promise. until it isn't. So if you want a rom-com, a swoony rom-com, check out Summer in the City by Alex Astor.
I think New York would be a great place to spend this summer.
Me too.
Well, I hope that you enjoy this summer. It's starting today, I guess. And
It's a beautiful day in Sunset Park in Kimberly today. Jill and I thank you for watching our videos. You can find us on the Kimberly Public Library website, Facebook page, and YouTube channel. And until next time, thanks for watching and enjoy your summer. Bye-bye.
bye.